Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll explore marriage's secrets. Ready? When it comes to those daily lives that feel like they've been filtered, love and marriage are definitely trending topics. Some even call marriage a cozy. Some people believe that true love rarely resides in marriage. Since everyone sees it differently, today I'm taking my fans on a literary adventure. Now, let's dive into the film Poetry Paradise, adapted from Junichi Duhin's novel. In the bustling midnight subway, Jimu bids farewell to a 38-year-old lady whose grace and gentleness are like a warm breeze. They often have secret post-work dates, enjoying each other before returning home at night as if from a dream. For Jimu, meeting with his lover is the highlight of his day. Ever since he hit middle age, his life has become as bland as plain water. He works at a publishing house, once a shining star as the editor-in-chief, but now with age and changing trends, his style is no longer appreciated by the boss. For this reason, he was demoted to the archives to write some history, while the popular editor-in-chief role was taken by Suku. Life in the archives resembles retirement. Jimu and some colleagues chat, sip tea, and play chess. It's only during his meetings with Lingzi that he truly feels alive. In fact, Jimu's wife is quite wise. Together they've spent over 20 years, raising a bright daughter, and on the surface, everything seems so happy. However, their marriage has grown awkward and dull over time, much like a glass of tasteless plain water. His wife's overly polite attitude makes Jimu feel increasingly bored, while his lover Lingzi is like a captivating calligraphy. Lingzi's handwriting is as lovely as she is, utterly enchanting. Jimu first met her in a calligraphy class. The two clicked instantly, as if they could smell the sparks flying. Lingzi's husband, however, is an emotionless doctor. He's always icy cold, even at home, busy with work and barely showing any of the care Lingzi deserves. Years of marriage have left them childless, and this emptiness weighs heavily on Lingzi's heart. Luckily, she found Jimu, who seems to be her kindred spirit. Together, they discovered passionate experiences that were previously lacking. Deeply enchanted by this thrilling affair, every fleeting encounter makes them crave more. They are no longer satisfied with just those secret after-work meetings. Trusting each other deeply, they believe anywhere is a paradise as long as they're together. So, they lied to families, claiming colleague business trips, and started their sweet journey. On departure day, they strolled hand in hand into Tokyo Station, sharing delicious food like a pair of lovebirds. Upon arrival, they watched local dances by the bonfire, the romance quickening their pulses. After a night of joy, it's already time to head back, and neither dares to linger out too long for fear of raising suspicions from their significant others. Sitting on the return train, they silently comforted each other. Their eyes seemed to say it's okay. We have a long future. At home, Jimu reunites with his daughter and takes out trip souvenirs. However, his gesture raises eyebrows from his wife, who finds it suspicious. Jimu is usually not this thoughtful. His wife's suspicions don't alert Jimu. His mind is crowded with Lingzi's lovely figure. When he's working, driving, or even dreaming, the image of Lingzi pops in his mind. Anytime he thinks of Lingzi, Jimu grins uncontrollably, a heartbreaker. Lingzi has calligraphy classes twice weekly. Her husband never asks about her whereabouts then. Those evenings turned into their secret rendezvous time, and then they glide towards their old haunts like a pair of dancers. At times they'd lie about going to hot springs in the outskirts, enjoying their secret forbidden love, unaware that the ones truly kept in the dark were themselves. The day for their reunion rolls around, but Jimu hasn't received any word from Lingzi. In a panic, he dialed Lingzi's home phone, only to be greeted by her husband on the line. Upon hearing the voice, Jimu immediately hung up, terrified of being discovered. Not giving up, he called back shortly after, but still got Lingzi's husband. Frustrated, he kept calling, and after dozens of attempts, he finally received a call back from Lingzi as night fell. Her voice on the phone sounded off, and after questioning, he learned her father passed away from a heart attack, and she had been occupied with the funeral preparation. Jimu expressed his understanding and comforted her to stay strong, then desperately admitted he's about to go crazy missing her. He yearned to meet her now, even for an hour, but Lingzi didn't reply, so he hung up quickly. Every second feels like torture. Jimu stares at the corridor, fearing she won't arrive. But Lingzi eventually appeared. Finding the anxious Jimu, They embraced tightly, as if to fuse together. At that moment, Lindsay revealed the deceased was her abandoner at 3, not her real father. When she was 9, her mother married, and though there was no blood relation, her stepfather took her in as his own. Yet, deep in her heart, she has always longed for a father's love. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more entertaining content.